Not going to get fed on a regular basis. You're not going to get water. You might even die in that prison. That's the kind of shit that is coercive to a witness. And actually, if you can really establish it well enough, you could probably exclude part of his testimony.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks so graciously gifted to me by what? Our content genius and the person who is the puppet master, Michael Rivers. So today we are reacting to give you an update on the Melly trial, and this will be kind of fun because this is what I do. You know, the way this lawyer cross-examines the cop, and we some other updates on some things. But before we get to that, guess what? This is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is an effective way to remotely do business, especially when your grandmother's on the run. Well, grandma's no longer on the run. Absolutely not. Grandma is now in custody at the state hospital because grandma is not well. So what did I have to do? I got to get a power of attorney. And you deal with somebody that's incompetent, you get a power of attorney, and guess what? I had to do it by e-sign because I just am too busy. I was in trial last week, and I think you guys know that kicked some ass. eSign.com, it's an effective way to remotely do business. I use it all the time, especially when I'm taking over grandma's estate, which is only worth about $30. But it's, you know, when you have a power of attorney, what you do is you were able to care for somebody, you were able to work their finances, and you were able to just, you know, overall look over their affairs. And so that's what we're doing for grandma right now. And we did it through eSign, eSign.com. If it's not eSign, no one signs. I use it for my practice all the time. And if you have any kind of business deal or any kind of deal where you need a signature, especially fast, eSign.com. So today we're reacting to the Melly trial, and it's the defense's turn. And I love a good cross-examination. I'm telling you, it's like a chocolate cake or something. It's just so awesome just to rip a cop a new one, and and especially when you do what this guy's doing. So let's just dive right into it and see what he does.
Let's go to Patrick DeLoach and see if I can refresh your recollection. May I approach?
So a lot of times he just talked about, let's go to whatever and I'll see if I can refresh your recollection. Because a lot of times the cops won't give you what they want. Because cops a lot of times are advocates. There's some cops that just give you the facts and they don't give a shit, you know, and those are the honest cops. But a lot of times cops don't like defense lawyers. People ask me all the time, do you like cops? Well, fuck, I love cops. Are you fucking kidding me? I love cops. Why? They take people off the street, and then the people come and see me. They're my marketing arm. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have any business. They feed my children. But sometimes they're just dicks on the stand. They won't give you the answer you're looking for, and so if they say they don't remember, then you have the opportunity to say, well, would it refresh your recollection if I showed you your prior statement or if I showed you your report? So that's what he's doing right here.
Yes, sir. What are you approaching with?
You also have to ask to approach the witness to show them a document. It's just protocol.
A statement. And his words.
Whose statement?
Patrick DeLoach with Detective Moretti and Christine Bradley present.
Okay.
But what he's doing is he's showing him either a transcript or a statement. Probably could be a transcript of a recorded interview, or it could be a transcript of a deposition. But it's his words. It's the cop's words. And this is called impeachment. I'll tell you more about impeachment later.
That conversation was not specific to the murder. That was
Excuse
specific.
me. Did you, in fact, threaten to have him be federally indicted? Yes or no?
Yes, because of gun sales.
Gun sales.
He's talking about a witness in the case. Did you, in fact, threaten to have him indicted and because of gun sales?
Did you, in fact, tell him that he would not see his kids for a couple of years.
So you got a cop telling you, okay, if you don't give us what we want, we're going to indict you on federal gun charges. And guess what, motherfucker? You're not going to see your babies forever. I mean, that's the kind of shit they do, actually.
Possibly.
Well, may I approach?
Yes, sir. Same document.
Yes, sir.
And when you ask that question, guess what? You know the answer. And you got it right there in black and white. And so basically it's to show bias. It's just show that they coerced information out of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
He's got it out of him that he's coerced basically testimony out of somebody. Isn't it true? And when you're that cop on the stand and this defense lawyer is crawling up your ass, it is a very uncomfortable place to be.
Did you in fact threaten Jameson Francois?
The same answer, sir. We advised him that lying to us could result in their arrest.
Did you in fact tell him he would be deported to Haiti?
Yes.
Did you in
You're about to take a statement from somebody and you tell them they're going to get deported. That runs chills through any person that's in front of them, especially if they're an immigrant and they're here legally and they're involved in this. Maybe they're not, and or they're just a witness, and so he threatens to have them deported. That's a big deal.
that despite the fact that he has lived in this country since he's been 5 years old, he would be deported to... These are his words.
Counsel,
I'm sorry.
relevance,
I apologize.
hitting witnesses.
Restate your question, Counsel.
And you see how he's walking around, and it is so easy to get mired down in the battle that's going on. You really can't do that. And the reason being is that the stakes are so high, and they've been doing this for a long time. They probably hate each other, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I usually get along with my prosecutors, but if they're doing something that really pisses me off, I don't show it.
Did you, as a trained investigator, threaten Jameson Francois to be deported to Haiti, even though he's been in this country since 5 years?
Yes, sir.
Did you, in fact, threaten that he would not get fed and get any medicine in the Haitian jails?
I don't know about that in the conversations.
Would it refresh your recollection if I showed you your statement and shoved this thing up your ass? Of course, see, this is what I'm telling you. Oh, I don't really recall that statement. Yes, you fucking did. And you know why we know you did? Because I got it right here. He wouldn't ask the question if he didn't know that answer, right? And, but okay, so you're gonna get deported, and then when you get to the jail, you're not gonna see your children, you're not gonna see your wife, you're not gonna be laid for 5 years plus, and you might find some other guy in there to do some unspeakable things. You're not gonna get fed on a regular basis. You're not gonna get water. You might even die in that prison. That's the kind of shit that is coercive to a witness. And actually, if you can really establish it well enough, you could probably exclude part of his testimony. And if that happened to a defendant, the statement would be coerced. It wouldn't be a voluntary statement.
Threatening a witness is...
Objection, Your Honor.
If anyone asks a question. What's the objection?
Relevance.
Now, you overrule this relevance. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Do you think threatening a witness who tells you something that you don't like really gets to the truth?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Sustain.
That was not such a great question. But sometimes you ask a question and you get it out there and it's sustained. And this happened in my last class. This happened in my last trial. It's almost like a class. But that happened in my last trial. And the foreperson of the jury said, you know, even though it was objected to, you got the question out there and you got us thinking about it.
When you questioned Jameson Francois, were you alone, or did you bring immigration officers with you?
We were at the CRAM detention center, so of course the immigration officer had to be there.
May I approach?
This whole line of questioning is to show that you cannot trust the answers to the questions that this officer posed because they were coerced. That's really what's going on here.
Same state?
A different state. Jameson Francois. Did you in fact tell him that the jails are overcrowded, in referring to Haiti? It's disease-ridden. It's a, excuse my French, a shithole.
Shithole. Well, let's see. Yeah, I kind of might have said that. I mean, fuck. This is really bad questioning. I mean, it's good questioning, but bad conduct from the officer's standpoint. He's not even going to wait for him to say, I don't remember. He's just going to bring that statement up to him.
I underlined it so you could see it.
Excuse me, counsel.
Oh. I,
You're still the witness there.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Sustained. Counsel, I've asked you a couple times.
I apologize.
So judge is admonishing him because he was talking while he's showing the document to the officer. You can't do that, and you can tell his dander is up.
Have you ever heard the term a key to an interview to get to the truth is you catch more with honey rather than vinegar?
Yes, sir.
Would you consider these threats that you gave to these various witnesses?
Honey or vinegar?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation, relevant.
Sustained.
You obviously don't follow that technique.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
See, now right there, this is what I don't like. I don't like pauses like this unless they're dramatic, and there's no dramatic. He can go into training and start criticizing his interview technique, which I think would be totally relevant to this.
Let me show you the list of suspects that we talked about and see if this is true and correct. May I approach?
Sure, counsel.
He hardly wants to look at that prosecutor. See, the thing is, you're working all day, right? And then you're playing catch up at night because you got to return phone calls, and then you also got to prep for the next day. So you're working from probably 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning because you're going to work a little bit before you leave for court, probably. I know I do. And then you go to court all day, and then you're working probably till at least 10 at night, sometimes even 2 in the morning. I've done that. So that when you try a case, it is. I mean, he's tired. He's angry. But he's tough. He's a tough advocate.
Is this a fair and accurate list of the suspects we talked about that you indicated are suspects in this case?
Yes, sir.
Would you sign it for me? Dated today's date? Thank you. May I approach to get the document back? I would ask that this be marked as the next offense exhibit.
Your Honor, state rejected this time.
It can be marked as a exhibit for identification. It's marked for identification. It's not evidence.
And does that document exhibit
Sí.
C, defendant C, fairly and accurately?
No, sir.
It doesn't. It lists all the names we talked about, correct?
Yes, sir.
All the names involved in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
I move it in evidence.
Can I say something?
Sustained.
So essentially, what he did is they wrote down a bunch of names. They had the of other suspects. They had the officer or the detective sign and date it and try to move it into evidence so that the jury can consider other suspects, I suppose. But I don't know why a list of other people, would necessarily be relevant. And so the judge sustained the objection and didn't allow it in. You see how the cross-examination goes. When you got to control the witness, usually with yes or no questions. And isn't it true that? And you got to know the answer to the questions. So that's our reaction to the cop being cross-examined here in the Melly trial. We're going to react to some more stuff. In one of our last episodes, I let you guys know that I am actually going to be out the month of August. Now, it's me and about 6 other guys. We're driving to Alaska on our motorcycles from Minnesota, right? And so this is just kind of funny because the overwhelming reaction to our poll that we put up was 87% thought I should grow it out and grow it out.
Explain the poll. Explain what the poll
I was
said.
going to.
Okay, sorry.
I was going to. Do you want to interrupt me?
No, I don't want to.
Because I'm the talent here, Michael.
All right.
So if you remember, we did a poll. We did a poll on YouTube and a poll on Instagram. And 87%, and it was identical for both. 87% of the people thought I should grow my hair out and grow my beard out. So so we're gonna blog this this trip. I'm gonna have cameras all over the place. I'll be talking about whatever, and I'll be beaming that back to the mothership, also known as Michael, the content genius. And so each day I'll grow a little more, grow a little more, grow a little more, and I haven't done that since since Michael was about 6 years old or 5 years old. So that is what we're going to do, and it'll be kind of fun. You'll see this is year before right now, so we won't have much time between now and then. And I haven't cut my hair in like about a month. So I'm due next week for a haircut. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, subscribe, and make sure you follow us along my journey to Alaska. This is going to be an epilogue of magnitudinal proportions. I'm just kidding. Just make sure you follow my journey with me because it'll be interesting. You'll get to meet all the guys I go on the trip with, and you'll see my bike. It's Amber Whiskey and Black. I think I gotta come up with a name for my bike. Maybe not. Anyway, make sure you just sign up for Patreon, and also, we love your comments. I read the comments all the time, so keep the comments coming. We'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer React.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
23-hour lockdown, police is at my call.